2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the beat back.
Hello YouTube, the Kingpin of Cinema, with a new Magic the Gathering review, deck review I should say. It's been a while since we've done one of that. We've been kind of quiet lately, and that's mostly due to the fact that not too much news coming from Wizards of the Coast as of late. But I wanted to show off a deck I made a couple of nights ago. It is an illusion slash control deck. Though there's not too many illusions in here, because I mostly went at the standard route with this. So if you're in a standard and you're planning on building a blue deck, here are some ideas that can hopefully help you in your deck construction. So we're going to start with the spells. I have 4 Ponders. How this works is you play it for 1, look at the top 3 cards, rearrange them in any order, and then draw a card. Then we got a Mana Leak. You counter a spell unless the spell is countered unless your opponent pays 3. We have 3 Turn the Frogs. Might want 4. I went with 3. Basically, it's an instant. You turn an opposing creature into a 1/1 that loses all abilities. 2 Mind Controls, so you can take control of something. 4 Unsummons. Basically, instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. 3 Divinations, it allows you to draw 2 cards. And then here's what we get, something a little interesting. 4 Jace's Erosias. It's an enchantment. Basically, every time you draw a card, your opponent has to mill a card. So this is kind of a mill deck. And we got 3 Cancels, the counter spells. 2 Redirects. Basically, if someone's, say, playing a Shock that's going to kill your Phantasmal Bear, use the redirect to redirect it to one of his creatures. Mind Unbound, it's an enchantment. Basically how it works is, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a lore counter on this, and for each lore counter, you draw a card. Then we get a Levitation. All your creatures have flying. And here we are in the creature section. We've got a Coral Moorfolk, nothing too special. For 2 mana, you get a 2/1, not bad. 4 Phantasmal Bears. Now, these are the guys that got me really excited for this deck. Finally being able to make an illusion deck. Though, the one problem being, there's not a whole lot of illusions, especially if you want to play standard. So, really, you only have 3 illusion types to work with. Unless, QB, did you know if there was any illusions in Mirrodin?
Not that I remember.
So yeah, you're only really going to be restricted to these 3 illusion types. Then we got a Phantasmal Image. Basically, it's a clone that becomes, you make a copy of something, it will be an illusion in addition to its other types, and it's going to have the illusion drawback of when it's targeted by a spell or ability, it is killed. Now there's something I want to clarify real quick. This is something, if you don't know, I'm going to inform you on one thing about how illusions work. So basically I got a Phantasmal Bear here. Say if an opponent's going to play a Shock on it. And say if I counter that Shock with a Council. Even though I canceled the Shock, the Phantasmal Bear still dies because it was targeted by a spell. Despite the fact that I canceled that spell, I still lose my Phantasmal Bear, so just to keep that in mind. Then we got a Merfolk Measuremist. Basically, he mills for 2 cards for 1 mana. We got a Ruse Mage. Tap 4, draw a card. 3 Phantasmal Dragons. Now, I will admit, I need a fourth one, and I'm working on getting another one. Also, something I also wanted to mention, that I do want 3 more of these guys, of the Phantasmal Images. So yeah, these guys I will replace with the Phantasmal Images once I get them. 2 Jace's Archivist. How he works is, you tap one island, tap him, and each opponent discards his hand, including yourself. Then everyone draws cards equal to the number of the highest number of cards amongst all the players. So somebody, say you had 2 and your opponent had 4, you activate this. So everybody draws 4 cards. Lord of the Unreal, the Illusion Lord, gives all your illusions hexproof and +1/+1. So him, yeah, you're definitely going to want as many of him as you can get. The Djinn of Wishes, basically a 4/4 flying. You comes in with play of 3 wish counters. Remove your wish counter, reveal the top card of your deck, and play it for free. Ether Adapt comes into play. Target opponent returns a creature to his hand. Then we have Adaptive Automaton. Now him is like, you want to try and get as many of him as you can. How he works is, and he's awesome by the way, you choose a creature type, so illusion. He becomes an illusion in addition to his other types, and all other creatures of chosen type get +1/+1. So he's a must-have for any tribal deck. And then we have our one new Phyrexia card, Chancellor of Spires. If he's in your opening hand, your opponent has to mill 7 cards. Has flying, is a 5/7. And when he comes in the battlefield, I may cast an instant or sorcery card from any opponent's deck for free. One card I did want to get from New Phyrexian here is, I don't remember the name of it, but basically you choose a creature type and all your creatures become of chosen type.
Xenographed.
Xenographed, thank you. So basically, yeah, that card would be perfect for an illusion setup. I mean, especially for the Lord of Unreal. So that way, if you have 2 Lords of the Unreal, they're both protected by the hexproof. So yeah, that's my illusion standard deck that I have put together. It's not the best thing. It has a long ways to go to becoming what I would consider complete.
That's an understatement.
But, so hopefully this gave you some ideas, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for tuning in. This was the Kingpin of Cinema, and have a good day.